What's happening, everybody? I know a ton of you are celebrating a holiday today, so I don't want to hold you up with my stuff. This is episode 149, and I'm just kind of doing a quick snapshot of the mortgage industry right now, what you should be looking for if you're trying to buy a home, if you are currently you own a home, what you should be thinking about with this time. Just offer a little bit of clarification in this type of a market. One of the first things I want to address is what's your rates question. Most people are like, hey, if they got in on that refi boom, 3%, 4%, some people are sitting pretty and they're thinking, I'm golden, I would never touch that. But then I have to ask you, what's your blended rate? What does that mean? What is the interest rate you're actually paying if you have a mortgage with a low rate? We know that's cool, but what if you have other debt? You might be thinking my interest rate is low, but when you average the rate on your debts overall, it may be slightly higher, right? Credit cards, car loans, HELOCs, and other things have seen their rates dramatically increase because that's tied to a different index, if you will. When the feds raise the rate, you're hearing the feds are raising the rate. That's short-term money, credit cards, car loans, HELOCs, okay? The good news is that you probably have a lot of equity in your home, and that could be used to consolidate all those debts. And while your new mortgage may be a little bit higher, your blended rate is actually lower. Okay, remember Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. So let's talk about those scenarios when you're sitting thinking, what should I do? Look at your scenario. Do you have high debt? Student loans are going to have to start to be repaid. We're going to talk about that in another video or another podcast. There's a lot of things you need to be considering right now, and that is one of them. Get rid of this debt while you can, okay? Save yourself some money. You can put that money in investments, other things like that. That's what I want to get you to understand right now. All right, so another thing right now is people keep saying, I'm going to wait till rates go down. How many times have you heard me talk about that? Rates go down, when rates go down. Right now, rates are where they are. If rates go down, then you're going to have more people in the market. And you don't need to do that. You need to figure out what is the strategy. And if you take what you're paying in rent versus what you're paying in being a homeowner, and you look at your savings collectively, you be a fool not to be in the market right now. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. It is always best to buy. Now, there are times when renting makes sense for whatever your scenario is. You're getting yourself out of debt, you're saving up some money, makes total sense. You're not in the best scenario, but if you're working toward it, that's a goal and that's cool. No shade if you're renting. We've all had to rent. We've all been there. So that is where it's at. Okay. So moving on, right now I wanted to talk a little bit about self-employed buyers or self-employed homeowners who want to tap into some of their equity, because we know there's a lot of equity out there right now. So UWM, one of our great partners, they have 4 flexible options for self-employed buyers, okay? So I want to talk about that a little bit. We know a lot of times self-employed buyers, they're hard to qualify because they write a lot of things off. You know, when you're self-employed, I'm self-employed. I understand that game of writing things off and, really trying to show a profit. It becomes quite a challenge. So what do people who are self-employed do? I'm going to tell you a little bit about the programs that UWM provide. There's 4 of them, and I'm only going to talk about bank statements. They have hundreds of products to get you done. They have quite the portfolio, but right now I want to focus on the bank statements. These bank statements offer loan programs that go up to 90% LTV on loan amounts up to $3 million without requiring MI. That's huge, folks. No MI, up to 90%, $3 million, allowing them to keep your monthly payments lower, right? This is huge if you're self-employed. Even if you own a home and you got a lot of debt, you're thinking, man, I don't want to, no one's going to qualify me up to that high. Actually, that's not true. We can get you up to 90% loan to value. You can qualify on a loan that goes up to 90%. Let's check this out. Okay. Max DTI on these are going to be 50%. Okay. So that's higher than obviously conventional and some of the other products out there. We have a product that allows you to go to 55% DTI, right? Now, we do have some reserve requirements there. Depending on the program you pick, it's going to be either 6 months to 12 months. Okay. That's just where it is. A minimum FICO of 620, folks. 620. You don't even have to have above average credit to get one of these programs. So if you're self-employed, you got a 620, you got 6 months reserves, you can go to 90% loan to value up to 3 million. So realtors, if you're listening to this or watching this, that is most of your clients out there will qualify for that. They don't have to be. I think a lot of people think to do bank statements loans, you have to have this perfect credit. No, you just have to have a business that you've been depositing consistently. And that's how they're going to do. They're going to take an average of 12 to 24 months. They're going to take the collective total of that and see what you really are bringing in. Because we know when you're self-employed, you bring a lot of money in and a lot goes out. So if you are taking care of your credit, you're managing your business correctly, this is a product for you. And the reason why I bring that up, there's a lot of self-employed people out, especially in Arizona where we are, Colorado, also where I'm licensed, people who are self-employed, they run businesses. This is a perfect thing. So realtors, go through your database, see who's self-employed, that's waiting on the fence thinking they have to do their taxes a certain way. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about doing anything illegal. It's just we're going to use your bank statements. These investors are saying, this is what we want to do. Okay, these are the parameters. So again, I'm talking in general. So if you're sitting there going, what about this? What about this? Let's pick up the phone and have a conversation. You can email me at cferguson@nexamortgage.com, and I'm more than happy to break this down for your individual situation. All right, another thing we still have, folks, is buy down. You can buy down the rate. You could do a 3-2-1. 2-1 buy down. What does that mean? When you hear the number, the first number means that's 3 points off the current market rate. So let's say rates, I believe last week were high 6s. You could take that rate down, okay, by 3 points. That's going to save you a lot of money that first year. Second year, it goes to 2 points in that final year. And guess what? By the time rates come down, you can lock yourself into something that you're comfortable holding for a while. So there's options. There's seller concessions. There's a lot of things that can be going on right now. I think the biggest thing right now is debt consolidation. Credit cards are maxed across the board for a lot of folks. Use this time to cut your debt in half by doing a debt consolidation, blended rate. That's what we're trying to talk about today. There are all kinds of loan strategies. That's why we do a consultation before we even get into pulling credit, looking at income. What is your financial goals? How do we get you there? That's what we're doing today. So folks, I know it's a holiday. I don't want to keep you sitting here listening to this boring stuff. But if any of this resonates with you or sounds interesting, reach out to me, cferguson@nexamortgage.com, or go to my website, www.teamcferguson.com, teamcferguson.com. All right, folks, until next week, we're back in the studio with a live guest. Enjoy the holiday, or whenever you hear this, enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you soon on another show. Fit Over 40, Coach Clarence.